What's happening, yo homies, homegirls out there? What's up, my YouTube fam? You guys already know it's going down. It's me again, your homeboy Chan Rafael, aka Rafael Lee, back again with another video. So today's video, we're gonna talk more about Filipino martial arts, Eskrima, Balintawak, knife, and hand-to-hand combat. So I don't know if y'all watched my video prior to this. I think I made a video that says there's no such thing as knife disarming. So this video today is actually a continuation of that video. Actually, not quite. It's actually the video connecting to it in a different perspective. So today, before I start, I'm gonna start explaining first the stick. Start explaining transition to the stick, to the hand, and to the knife. It will be seems like kind of backwards to most martial artists. For example, when you try to learn a different discipline, they always start teaching you with punching, kicking, blocking, rolling, falling, stuff like that. In Filipino martial arts, we actually start with weaponry first. This underlying principle comes from the stick and sword movement in the Filipino culture. The stick is the extension of your hands. Without your hands, there's no stick. So today, we're gonna discuss more about that. You guys ready? They're ready. Let's get it on. Okay, we're back. So we're gonna start. So before I start, I'm gonna introduce you to some of the boys here. Shark right here.
Hello.
And Mark over there. Yes, sir. So they're be the one helping me today for some a little bit demonstration. So most of these two guys here is actually both of them are experienced martial art artists. So they're gonna help me today for some demonstration and some of the movement. Yeah,
Sounds good.
sounds good. Like I said earlier in the first video, that we're gonna start I'm gonna start explaining it with the stick. So number one reason why we start with the stick, okay, is that for us to develop all our hand movement and hand technique and all the attributes that comes with it. When you say attributes that comes with it, like knife, pen, or whatever weapon that we're going to use, to give you more understanding of how the art works. So there's two things in Filipino martial arts: is the martial arts of it and the tactical combative art of it. There's two different things that people don't know. To explain it further, it's been said that the best defense is actually a fantastic offense. There's no such thing as defense in a combative art. Let me explain why. Let's get the stick. So, first thing in Filipino martial arts, most especially in Balintawak to be specific, we teach the 12 basic strike. But in this vlog, I'm not going to teach you the 12 basic strike because that will be another topic. So today we're just going to teach you a four strike that we use in Eskrima. First strike will be one. One is the head. Two, other head. Three is the elbow or the rib cage, and four, elbow and the rib cage. Once the student know to do those strikings like 1, 2, and 3, that is where we start to teach them how to defend it. We start teaching the student to defend it like 1 block, 1 defense, 1 counter. They strike 2, 1 block, 1 counter. They 3, 1 block, and counter, and so on. Now, once the student understand and know all those strike is coming, then we are teaching the student the defensive art of it. In this art, you need to understand once they're practicing defense, you're teaching them the martial arts of it, understanding the philosophy. Now, in order for a student to know the combative art, they need to identify the methodology and the concept. When you say combative art, this is always said that the best defense is actually a fantastic offense. This is how martial arts look like. When they strike, you counter. They strike, you counter. Okay? Now, when you say combative art, a student must learn how to know how to feed or to control in order for them to be in a combative art. There's two different things. To be in that combative art, the student need to develop a lot of flexibility, reflexes, and most importantly, how to feed. Okay? All of these things that we're doing in the stick is almost the same movement with the hand. For example, 1. This is my counter, my counter, my counter. If it is a hand, they punch, it's the same thing. If it's a knife, it's the same thing. So everything that we do in the stick is almost the same to the hand and to the knife. It said learning the martial art is learning the philosophy. Learning the combative art is learning the concept and the methodologies. You need to be in offense, counter-offense, re-counter-offense. It means you need to be offensive, counter-offensive, re-counter-offensive. To do that, you need to know how to control the situation. For example, in this stick, if it's a student and it's advanced, we advance him to what we call Plaza de Eye. Plaza de Eye means 2 fighters in front is in a neutral position. God knows who's going first. Shot don't know if I'm going first. I don't know if he's going first. So you need to rely on your reflexes. This is how it looks like. For example, he attacks me first. I block, I counter. If I don't do something, he's gonna attack me again. And then counter. I don't do something, he attacks me again. And counter. That is the martial arts of it. You're always in a defensive. But when you say tactical, combative, you need to take control. In this situation, if he attacks, and then I counter, okay? Before he do something, I need to take control. You need to be offensive, counter-offensive, re-counter-offensive. If you don't know how to feed, you don't know how to control the situation, you will never be in the combative art. Very big difference things. All of these things that he's doing is what we call the lines. When you say line, it is a given line for me to work on. For example, 1. It is a given line for me to work on. Here, it's a given line for me to work on. It should be given. Without those lines, I don't know where to start. It should always have a given line. Like I said, offensive, counter-offensive, re-counter-offensive. It's the same thing with the knife. From the stick, we now go to the knife. All the things that we do in the stick is almost the same with the knife. Now, like I said, to be a combative art, you need to be, number 1, offensive, counter-offensive, re-counter-offensive. This is how it looks like. When you stab me number 5, at the very beginning, you're already what? Offensive. Now, once this is distracted here, what's next? Counter-offensive. Re-counter-offensive. You need to be offensive from the start. Let's say you play defense. Stab 5. Boom, stab 6. If you play defense all the way, there's a possibility you die. So that's the difference between a martial arts and a combative art. Learning the combative art in Eskrima, you need to take control. If somebody stabs you here, you're already being what? Offensive at the very beginning. Imagine this hand to the nose. From there, now, re-counter offensive and offensive. So offensive, counter-offensive, re-counter offensive. Same thing if you're gonna do it the same way. Offensive, you're being offensive at first. Counter-offensive, blocking, re-counter-offensive. Everything that we do in the knife and the stick is almost the same. We never, in my suggestion, you never attempt to disarm a knife. If you see a person with a knife, the first thing you need to do is run. Now, those disarming that we teach in FMA is the very last option that you're gonna do. Last option in the sense that have no option. You can run this side, you can, this is your last option. But it is not a guarantee that if somebody's gonna stab you or whatever, you can really disarm, okay? It is something that at least you know something than nothing.
Everybody gonna get bloody.
Exactly, at least you know something than nothing. But if somebody's gonna attack me with a weapon, first thing I'm gonna do is gonna run. or it's either I'm gonna fight weapon versus weapon. What I mean is that because this is a knife, I get longer range, which is the stick, or probably I pull a gun. Now, if this guy, for example, is gonna fight me with his hands, or he's gonna attack me with his hands, one thing, I'm not gonna defend myself against a hand-to-hand combat. Why? Because if he's attacking you with a hand and I'm using my hand, so we're in the same level. So self-defense for me shouldn't be fair. Because in a combative situation or tactical, you're determining two things: who go home, who dies. That's fact. If it's going to attack me with the hands, for example, like I said, offensive, counter-offensive, re-counter-offensive, and defense is not my problem. It's his problem. So if he attack me with a hand, see that? That's already an offensive. What's this? Counter-offensive, re-counter-offensive. No matter what he do, this is not gonna work. It's already cut. That is not gonna work. At first, he punched. This is offensive. This is done. Counter-offensive, re-counter-offensive. This won't happen. It ain't gonna happen. It's impossible. Because this, once you know, it is not just slashing it. You're literally like, probably the cut will be up to the bone. This thing, people think, boom, boom, block. This is not gonna happen. Now, if this happened, offensive, counter-offensive, re-counter-offensive, re-counter-offensive. Offensive, counter-offensive, re-counter-offensive. See that? This is not gonna work too. Why? Counter-offensive. Always re-counter. Now what is he doing? Defensive. Once he's in defensive, you will be defensive all the way. From here alone, you already need to do something, but that's not gonna happen. Because I'm already what? Number one, taking control. You need to be, not speed, precise. You need to be accurate. Like I said, offensive. There's a lot of ways. Even in this right hand. Here. So you'll be offensive, counter-offensive, re-counter-offensive. So that's what we have for you today. The combative art of Filipino martial arts. Two different things. You will never be in a combative tactical art if you don't understand the methodology and the concept. Learning the philosophy is learning the martial arts of it. Once you understand the methodology and the concept, you understand the combative art of Eskrima. So if you have any questions, guys, leave a comment. If you hate this video, I'm okay with the haters. It doesn't matter. If you like my video, please like, subscribe. So until then, hasta mañana, hasta la próxima. Makita na po niya ta sa atong sunod na vlog. Mananangangan tila mo dyan ang tumpok tayong vlog. Amay niya kabalay ang kuntan. Until then, peace out y'all. And the last words, my friend.
What he said.
Peace out.
So long, everybody.
Later. Adios, amigo. Till then.